Welcome to Dr. Fred Markets. This is not financial advice. Most people will never understand how crypto, AI, and global finance are reshaping the world. The rules are changing, and the ones who adapt early come out ahead. You're here. You're paying attention. That already makes a difference. Let's go.
Your retirement plan depends on telescopes, not TikTok. The largest digital camera on Earth just turned on in Chile, 3.2 gigapixels, a 10-year sky scan, mapping 20 billion galaxies to nail down dark matter and dark energy. That isn't just science porn, that's the blueprint for the next wave of AI training data, because you're looking at the cleanest, most valuable data set humans have ever built. High-resolution, labeled reality, time series, at cosmic scale. And behind that, the quiet real estate kings of this decade, data centers and specialized REITs, already spun up a $1 trillion global build-out, with U.S. data center REITs beating the S&P by more than 3x over the last 10 years. Here's the cliff. Everyone screams about Nvidia being down 1.25% today, like that's the story. While the actual landlord of the AI universe, the people who own the racks, power, and cooling, just got a 10-year guaranteed pipeline of absurdly heavy data, starting with this telescope and expanding across every sensor on Earth. Think about the order of power here. First level, content creators and influencers throwing TikToks into the void. That's attention. Short half-life, monetized by ads. Second level, platforms like YouTube and X. They skim rent off the attention river. Better margins, still fragile. Third level, AI foundation models, the Nvidias, Anthropic, OpenAI types. They rent compute, train models, and pray for recurring revenue. Fantastic trade, crowded beyond belief. Fourth level, the real boss. Whoever owns the physical vault where the data lives gets computed and leaves as AI products. Land, power, cooling, fiber, zoning permissions. That's data center real estate, and everyone treats it like boring infrastructure while it quietly writes the rules. Now inject our 3 signals back in. Signal 1, the universe camera. 10 years of continuous structured, ultra-high-resolution images, petabytes on petabytes. Those photons eventually become pixels, then tensors, then model weights. Every step lives in a server farm owned by someone you never hear on CNBC. Signal 2, AI models are data-starved, not compute-starved. The frontier isn't more GPUs, it's cleaner, richer, multi-dimensional data to train on. Space, climate, health, logistics, reality capture. Any project that throws off massive labeled streams gets a golden ticket. Signal 3. Data centers already outperformed the market before this AI mania, when their tenants were just Netflix, Salesforce, and a bunch of boring SaaS. Now layer in AI training, inference, real-time sensors, L4 autonomy, and decade-long science missions, and you're staring at structural demand that doesn't care about Nvidia's daily wiggles. So the connection is brutal. You're chasing the chefs and ignoring the landlord. The world worships the latest AI model, the way people used to worship hedge fund managers. But the hard cash flows are accruing to the people who own the ground, the walls, and the cooling towers where those models eat reality.
Let's pause for a second. Ask yourself this. Do you really understand what's happening in the markets right now? Do you know how this affects your money, your savings, your future? Most people don't, and that's exactly why you're here. Let's keep going.
The more the universe camera stares into the sky, the more compute cycles you need. The more racks you fill, the more megawatts you burn, and every watt rents a square foot from the same quiet landlords. Here's the one concrete thing you learned today. AI's real leverage is in the storage and processing of time series reality, not cute chatbots. A telescope that takes the same patch of sky every few nights for a decade is building the kind of dataset that lets models understand change, motion, and causality. That's the most valuable training diet you can feed an AI, and it cannot live on your phone. It needs industrial-scale facilities that suck down power like a small nation. Mechanism. 1. Reality capture projects like this telescope create enormous, structured datasets. 2. Those datasets never leave the orbit of hyperscale data centers. Copying them is too expensive, so compute moves to the data. 3. As the data grows, tenants get locked in, leases get longer, and the landlord gets pricing power. That's why data center REITs and specialized infrastructure funds quietly print money while everyone else argues about which chatbot gives the sassiest answer. What does this mean for you? First, stop treating AI as just Nvidia and vibes. There's a full capital stack, chips, models, apps, and underneath, the concrete box with fiber and chillers that everyone assumes is already priced in. It isn't. Not for a world where the universe itself is streaming HD into your server rack for 10 straight years. Second, when you hear data, don't think tweets. Think telescopes, satellites, cars, factories, hospitals, long-life, non-recreatable streams. The rarer and more structured the data, the more it fortifies the moat of whoever hosts it. Third, your action item, not financial advice. Map your AI exposure. If it's 100% in chip makers and hype names, you're in the casino. If you layer in data center REITs, infrastructure funds, or boring named digital real estate plays, you're stepping one level up the power chain, from customer to landlord. And when the next universe-scale project launches, don't ask, which AI stock pumps? Ask, whose servers does this never leave? This is not financial advice, but here's the truth. The universe just signed a 10-year lease with whoever owns the servers in Chile and beyond. You decide if you want to worship the tenants or own a slice of the building. If you learned one thing today, do 3 things. 1. Drop a comment with the most boring AI-related stock you found. Boring often pays best. 2. Hit subscribe, because tomorrow we'll torch another sacred finance narrative. 3. Rewatch this the next time Nvidia is red and your feed panics. And remember, the photons still have to live somewhere. This is not financial advice. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and check the links in the first comment below.
That's a wrap for today on Dr. Fred Markets. I hope this gave you something to think about, a new angle, a clearer picture, a better question to ask. Remember, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, always. If this video added value to your day, subscribe. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it's the best way to support this work and keep it free for everyone. You'll also find every video as a full article on the blog, drfredmarkets.com, and the newsletter is in the bio. I'm Dr. Fred Markets. See you in the next one.